An old beggar fooled an entire city for many years. Every day, struggling people gave him their last money because they thought he was starving. But one day, he begged from the only man who knew the truth. What happened next destroyed the biggest scam the city had ever seen. Stay till the end, because the ending will leave you speechless. Welcome to Nelly Tales, where every story hides a powerful lesson, shocking twists, and a truth nobody expected.
Every morning before sunrise, an old man named Musa would drag himself to a busy roadside market. His clothes were torn, his slippers were worn out, his face looked tired and hopeless. As people passed by, he would cough weakly and stretch out a shaking hand. "Please help me," he would whisper. "I haven't eaten for days." The traders felt sorry for him. The bus drivers felt sorry for him. Even school children used part of their lunch money to help him. "Take this, Baba. God will help you. May you never suffer again." Day after day, coins and notes filled Musa's rusty bowl. People admired him. Many believed he was the poorest man in the city. What nobody knew was that every evening after the market closed, Musa's suffering magically disappeared. The weak cough vanished. The bent back straightened. The trembling hands became steady. Then he would quietly leave the city. Not to a small hut, not to a poor neighborhood, but to a massive mansion surrounded by high walls. Inside were expensive cars, luxury furniture, generators, air conditioners, even several bank accounts loaded with money. Musa was richer than many business owners in the market. Yet, every morning, he returned to the streets to continue his performance. Years passed. His wealth continued to grow. And so did his greed. One afternoon, heavy rain began to fall. People rushed for shelter. Musa sat under a small shed pretending to shiver. A young woman named Ada approached. She carried a small basket of vegetables. Business had been poor that day. She had barely made enough money to feed herself. Yet, when she saw Musa, she reached into her pocket. The old man smiled secretly. Another victim. Another donation. But before Ada could drop the money into his bowl, a voice suddenly shouted from behind, "Don't give him a single naira!" Everyone turned. A tall man stood in the rain, staring directly at Musa. The old beggar's face instantly changed. Fear flashed across his eyes. The man slowly walked closer. "You don't remember me, do you?" he asked. Musa said nothing. The crowd gathered around. "What is happening?" someone asked. "This man is not poor." The crowd laughed. "What do you mean?" The stranger pulled out his phone. "I used to work for him." Suddenly, the laughter stopped. Musa's face turned pale. The stranger opened a gallery of photographs. There was Musa, standing beside a luxury car. Another photo showed him inside a beautiful mansion. Another showed him wearing expensive clothes at a private event. Gasps filled the air. No. That can't be true. The stranger continued. This man owns properties worth millions. He's been pretending to be a beggar for years. The market fell silent.
People stared at Musa in disbelief. The old woman who sold tomatoes recognized him. "You mean all the money I've been giving him?" A bus driver shook his head. "I sacrificed my lunch many times because of him." A widow began to cry. She remembered giving Musa money she desperately needed for her own children.
Anger spread through the crowd. Musa tried to stand. "You don't understand," he stammered. But nobody wanted to listen. The stranger wasn't finished. He connected his phone to a nearby television in a shop. Soon, the entire market watched videos of Musa entering his mansion and driving expensive vehicles. His secret was exposed. Years of deception collapsed in minutes. The crowd felt betrayed, not because Musa was rich, but because he had stolen kindness. He had taken money from people who struggled every day to survive, people who skipped meals to help him, people who believed they were saving a helpless old man. He had spent years collecting wealth, but in the process, he had lost something far more valuable: the trust of an entire community. And once trust is broken, even all the money in the world cannot easily buy it back. Because kindness is a gift, not an opportunity for deception. And those who exploit the compassion of others may gain wealth for a season, but eventually, the truth finds its way into the light. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nally Tales for more powerful stories that entertain, inspire, and teach valuable life lessons. Sometimes the poorest looking person is not truly poor. And sometimes the greatest poverty is a heart consumed by greed.